OSU Lane, period. And seeing how it all ended in Oxford Lane shows that you really haven't changed as much as we all give you credit for, or really changed at all. I'm Jim Rome. The holiday season is always more jolly with Prize Picks. Every sport, every play, every stat matters just a little more. On Prize Picks, you simply pick 2 to 6 players, choose more or less, and watch your lineups light up like the holidays. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code ROME and get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code ROME on Prize Picks to get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 in bonus credit in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. You do have to be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Now from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
All right, well, hey there. Welcome in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. Jacob Albrecht here with you on this Tuesday morning. Glad to be with you here. It's always a good day to be here with you on Sports Daily. No matter how that you take in the show, there are lots of ways, whether you're listening to us over the air, of course, on KFH 97.5, 1240, whether you are listening to us on the Odyssey app, whether you're watching us on our video streams on 12 News Connected, on YouTube, on X. We appreciate it every way you listen in. You can call in at 869-1240. Max Power has the KFH hotline ready to roll for you. You can leave us video comments on YouTube and on X. Those two both available for you. You can leave us voice messages on the Odyssey app. It's all here for you. We're here for you this morning. K-State fans, how you feeling? I don't know what to make of what's going on with the basketball team. Big losers by 16 to Bowling Green last night at home when they came in as a 12-point favorite. That is startling a little bit. Now 3 losses in a row for a Wildcats team that, not that long ago, we were talking about having a chance to be competitive in the Big 12. Top half, looked like a tournament team. It looks far from it now. We'll discuss that game. Voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, is in with us in just a few minutes to dig into K-State and what's ailing them. Of course, we'll also talk with Wyatt about the football program making a bowl game, future of Avery Johnson, all kinds of stuff to get into from Manhattan with Wyatt Thompson. We'll do it in just a few minutes. We will also get you ready for a big night of college hoops tonight. KU, Wichita State, our eyes on those programs at the moment as they get ready to roll. So we'll get into that. We'll get into the Chiefs. We get Andy Reid yesterday providing some insight and providing one of the great quotes of the year, intentionally or not. And it's interesting. It's one that made me laugh all day yesterday, made my day. But we'll get into that and some of the other things happening with the Kansas City Chiefs. It's all what's on tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, where groups gather for holiday fun while everyone's in town. Make WBC your unofficial high school or college alumni meetup spot. More than 15 different beers, a Christmas cocktail list, pizzas everyone will love. Make Wichita Brewing Company the place where groups gather for the holiday season. It is a nice morning here for Max's New England Patriots last night. Big winners over the New York Giants. They just keep doing that now. The Patriots are 33-15, double them up. That game was never close. Drake May continuing his campaign to perhaps be the league's MVP right now. He was very efficient and effective last night. He gets it done. And here we are, New England at 11-2. Boy, I famously said that was one of the overs I didn't get before the season And I said that loving Mike Vrabel. He might be my favorite coach in this league. And Drake May has just been awesome. Mike Vrabel has been awesome. And the Patriots sit right now as the leader in the clubhouse to have home field advantage throughout the postseason. Max, how you feeling this morning?
I feel bad. I told you early in the year they were going to win 10.
Oh, you were so – what a hater you are,
You could have
man.
got the driver. You know, that kid Jackson Dart, that hit he took reminded me of Drew Bledsoe. I'm glad he got up.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It was tough, but he did, and he takes too many of those, and he's going to have to get on track. Drake May is a guy that I didn't have. I had zero expectations, good or bad, when he came out. I just didn't know what he was going to be. Didn't watch him a ton in college. Played at North Carolina, never really in any big games, so not a great chance to see him that often. But man, does he have all those little pieces that you love to see out of a quarterback, and is the latest guy. Look, we've seen young quarterbacks in this league take the league by storm the last, 4 or 5 years, and he's the next guy in that line. And man, does he look good. And he is a confident dude. He's got all of that. And if he can keep it up, it's not fair. A lot of NFL fans are sitting there thinking, come on now. It's kind of like when the Colts went from Manning to Luck. It's like, that's not fair. When the Packers go Favre to Rodgers now to Luck, like, that's not fair. They didn't have to suffer through very much. But Drake May looks like the real deal there, Max. He's been something else so far.
Yeah, I like the kid, but I'm not buying a jersey. I have too many jerseys.
Yeah. Well, it's a hard nut to crack there, Max Powers fandom. But the Patriots look good. They get the win last night. What does that mean for the Chiefs? Nothing. The Patriots are far and away. They're way out ahead. And now we look at these teams, and we'll do this later in the show for the Chiefs. And we did it a little bit yesterday, but just, what meat is on the bone for Kansas City here? What is attainable? Who is catchable here still with the 5 games to go, knowing Kansas City has to win them all? What are the paths for them to get where they need to be? They lose a lot of tiebreakers, but they do still own a pretty, for the situation that they face, they do own quite a bit of control over this thing, which is good. But again, as we mentioned yesterday, it means they've got to win the rest of their games. Like, you got to start there. Like, yeah, there's this path that's there, but they still have to go win all their games, right? Like, they still have to go do that thing that is seemingly, when we've watched this year, impossible. But the schedule isn't bad for them. Like, all of these things are out there, but we'll discuss and then have some fun with what Andy Reid said yesterday, because it did, Ben. It made my Monday. Andy Reid, and it's relatable. I've been there, like saying things that you maybe didn't intend to, or the meaning coming out wrong. And he had a great one. Classic all-timer. If you missed it, let that be a tease for you. We'll get to that a little bit later as well. Man, it was funny. It was really, really good. But Max has that. We'll get that. So we have Wyatt Thompson coming up here in a little bit. We'll try to get into the Lane Kiffin story. It'll be hard not to today, so we'll try to cram it in. We've been very busy the last couple of days trying to play catch up from the long Thanksgiving holiday, and then another busy sports night last night. But this Lane Kiffin thing it's got a lot of legs. He is public enemy number 1 everywhere outside of Baton Rouge right now, and he deserves it, in my opinion. I mean, you make that, and then it's just like you're digging in, and it's getting a little worse, right? So we'll get to that story. I think it's too interesting not to make room for it here today. But again, it'll be a fun show. Wyatt Thompson coming up next. Sports Talk on KFH, presented by Paramount Plus. Count on Sundays all season long with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. On 12 News, of course, where you're finding us on 12 News Connected. Glad to have that for you tonight. And we will continue to rock and roll here. We'll get TJ in shortly. We'll get Wyatt Thompson in next. Wyatt, a lot to get to, KState fans. big loss last night to Bowling Green at home. And no, that was not a great Bowling Green team, but a 16-point loss for the Cats. What in the world has happened to K-State basketball? We'll discuss that. We'll discuss the bowling future of K-State football as well. That's coming up next here on Sports Daily. Jacob Albrecht here. Don't go away. We're coming right back.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Start your day the Copper Oven way. Swing by Copper Oven for a hearty, home-cooked breakfast and lunch daily specials, just like Mama used to make. From fluffy pancakes to savory country fried steak, we're serving comfort by the plateful every day. Copper Oven, where homemade tastes like home. Come hungry. Dine in today at Copper Oven Indian Hills Shopping Center. Open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Sunday, 7 to 1. Your table is waiting.
Toppers Plus Truck and RV will get you ready for this season with Rhino linings. Work or play, nothing beats a Rhino, the leader in sprayed-in truck bed liners. Rhino linings outperform plastic drop-in rubber mats and paint-like coatings. Protect your truck bed from damage with this ultra-durable spray-in bed liner. Rhino linings don't crack, peel, or warp and include a lifetime warranty. Toppers Plus Truck and RV, your platinum Rhino lining applicator at 333 Northwest Street or toppersplusks.com.
Make your truck work for you!
Hi, I'm Nancy Cartwright. You may know me better as the voice of Bart Simpson. On Simpsons Declassified, we're diving into the mysteries that keep the Simpsons forever young. Have you ever wondered how the Simpsons regularly predicts future events? Who better to ask than the show's creators, performers, and writers, the celebrity guests? Be sure to follow and listen to Simpsons Declassified wherever you get your podcasts.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning. When I say insurance, you say financial services. Insurance.
Financial services.
Insurance.
Financial services.
Now, when I say nationwide, you say is both. Nationwide. Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature-Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at Odyssey Inc.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Sports Daily here. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland, joined by the voice of the K-State Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson. Wyatt, what in the world is going on with K-State hoops the last couple of weeks? This was a team that there for a minute, man, I had at least pretty big expectations based on what we were seeing, and this thing's unraveling quickly. I'm not real sure what to make of it.
Well, I kind of figured that's where you'd start this morning, and I certainly understand it. It's been a little bit of a stunning thing here recently. I think last night was different than the two previous losses from the standpoint against Nebraska and against Indiana. You allowed them to get off to a good start, put yourself in a hole. I think last night was more about K-State and what they did or didn't do. And I think Coach Tang was exceptionally disappointed on a lot of fronts with just the effort. And, you know, you can teach and coach to a certain degree, getting better with rebounding and defense, but effort needs to be something that they're going to bring to the table more times than not. And you could just tell from the get-go that Bowling Green was comfortable, confident. They made some shots early, and you know, K-State just didn't play well. I don't know what else to tell you. I thought in the first half they were a little bit selfish with the ball. And I mean, you saw the first 5 games, the way they moved the ball and hit shots. I mean, they had 3 of those 5 games with 14 threes, but for whatever reason, that's disappeared too. And that's really frustrating, I'm sure, for the coaches and for all of us, frankly.
Wyatt, it was a weird one. Bowling Green led it wire to wire too. You know, some of the headline of this one comes afterwards as well. That, you know, Jerome Tang was this was the most blunt that I feel like he's been in a press conference, and he's been blunt sometimes. But even with you, I saw something about, you know, the fans left early, and if I was a fan, I would have left even earlier watching them play.
Yeah, you know, said a lot there, TJ, because as soon as he sat down and was putting on the headphones, you could just feel and sense that this was a man who was not happy, enraged, whatever you want to say. And I've worked with him for, I guess this is year 4 now. And I don't know that I've seen him like that just immediate in sitting down with us in post game. He was fired up at the guys, and it's difficult. Like I said before, you know, effort is something that you should not really struggle with in my mind. And last night they did. It showed you, you know, when he's using Taj Manning maybe as an example on how hard you play, even though Taj isn't as gifted as some of those other guys. I think it tells you a lot.
Yeah, I think his line after the game with the messages, "See you tomorrow morning at 8:00," and that's
exactly,
you know, that's kind of that work. The work ethic was challenged a lot after the game by Jerome Tang. The surprising thing to me, Wyatt, is okay, you know, you're kind of cruising through the early part of the season, things are going great, and all of a sudden you wake up and Bowling Green pops you like that. Fine, doesn't usually happen at home, and it certainly doesn't usually happen after. That it's a game where they ought to be motivated to come out with their hair on fire.
Well, especially after back-to-back losses to 2 pretty decent teams. That's
Yeah.
a great point because, you know, again, they got off to such a really good start, and I thought they competed. They weren't perfect by any stretch in falling behind early with both Nebraska and Indiana. But, you know, last night I wrote this down. It was you fight back to get within two, and then they go on a 16-4 run. I mean, it's one thing if that happens at Assembly Hall in Bloomington, Indiana. It shouldn't happen at Bramlage, in particular against that opponent. And that's no disrespect to them. I thought they were really well coached. I thought they played hard. They played confidently. They've got some pieces. They've got some depth. They've got some length. I mean, they're not a bad club for a MAC kind of team. I think they feel like they're going to be in the upper third of the league. But still, I mean, Stan and I were, well, I'll give Stan all the credit. He was doing, a lot of research in the media guide there. When was the last time K-State got lathered by a non-conference opponent at home like that? And I don't know exactly the year, but he went back into the 40s when K-State lost a game to Fort Riley in the World War II era. So
Nice.
that kind of tells you about everything you need to know about what a frustrating night it was.
Yeah, that's a Bill Self stat that he likes to pull out whenever they used to lose to the Topeka YMCA.
Yeah.
So the weird part about this now is that they're on a 3-game skid, and we've talked a lot about throughout this non-conference slate that this is the best non-conference slate that they've played in a long time. That was one they were supposed to get, obviously, but now it makes you pucker up a little bit because you got Seton Hall coming in on Saturday, who's a top 70 team in the KenPom.
No question. And I just spent part of my morning already watching about a game and a half of Seton Hall from the Maui. They lost in the semis to a pretty darn good USC team and then won the third place game pretty handily. So I don't know. We'll see how it plays, but I'm just going to tell you this straight up, okay? This is not going to surprise either one of you. Seton Hall is better than Bowling Green in every way. So I'm going to say that being around K-State basketball here for the next few days is going to be pretty interesting, and I think we'll all have some interest in how they come out and perform, and the juice they bring or don't to the table.
It's going to be challenging. That's Saturday. Then a little brief break, but man, there's not a lot of it left before conference play. We'll see. PJ Haggerty's got to get it going. Obviously, not great again last night. Let's talk football.
Okay.
Wyatt. Season's over. They get to the bowl. I guess we can start here. I haven't looked at this. Is there any indication on where or what the bowl game might look like?
I think for the most part, what I'm hearing, just based on some of the things that the bowl people are saying, I think maybe, and again, I always do this, and sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong, but you asked, so I'm going to tell you, I think our department people believe that the best, or most likely, I'll say the most likely scenario would be Shreveport and potentially Louisiana Tech. It's certainly not what everybody wanted when this season began, but to start 2-4 and to be bowl eligible says I think they at least have some fight in them. I'm anxious to see what that looks like this weekend when we find out all of that stuff.
There you go. It's the destination hub of the world, Shreveport, Louisiana. So one of the biggest headlines of this one as well, I said this week, it comes in the post-game press conference, the same as it did the last week in the post-game press conference, because the thing that a lot of people were talking about is what Avery Johnson said after the game. And the best way to describe it, Wyatt, that I said yesterday is that you don't listen to him talk and say, oh, well, he's leaving, or, oh, well, he's staying. You listen to him talk and you realize, okay, so he knows that there are other options than K-State, and he said that part out loud. And he's a normal human being, and you can understand the situation that he's in right now. Just what's your read on that whole situation?
Well, exactly that, I think, TJ, is perfectly said, because if you're Avery Johnson, you've had a pretty good year. Maybe it wasn't what everybody wanted, but his numbers are pretty good. In this climate, don't you think he's going to get some feelers out there, whether it's he or handlers or whatever. And all of that is on the table with the way this has developed into a mess now with how this transfer portal stuff and what have you is cooking, in my personal opinion. I will say this, and I really firmly believe this. I think Avery enjoys being at Kansas State, likes being at Kansas State, likes the coaches that he's working with and working for. But you know what? At the end of the day, this is a business, and we have to realize that now. And there will be probably some people that, that come after him. That frankly, there were people that came after him last year, and he decided to stay. And we'll see how it plays. But I don't think you can be surprised at what he said, to be honest with you, just because if you're a smart individual, and he is, you have to say that in this climate, right? I mean, you just do, 100%.
Yes. You can't be the Schlossnagel at Texas and say there is no way I am leaving to go take that job, and then go take the job that he said the right thing.
Yeah, and I think that's just where we're at right now. It's frustrating, I think, for fans in both the sports that I cover on a daily basis, because I have fans say every day, we're never going to have another Jacob Pullen, or we're never going to have another Colin Klein. You know what I mean? That was in the program for a long, long time and became one of the stars and the people that are most looked up to in K-State history, that kind of stuff. And I understand their thought. I truly do. It's frustrating right now, but it's the world we're living in.
I also don't think it's true. I think that K-State, I mean, at minimum, Avery's been there for 3 years. He could be going to the draft, and we wouldn't be having the same conversation. Correct. And I think, ultimately that's where this to me boils to is, and it is agonizing to say it, but like, what gives Avery Johnson the best chance to go be an NFL quarterback? I think, and we have maybe a different feel for him here because he's a local kid for us, but like, that's also a part of this too. And right now, I don't think you can look at what's happened this year and say, yeah, that's going to give Avery the best chance to get to the league. I mean, we have to be fair about it. So I think the question becomes, what can K-State do to make that happen? Whether it be bringing in more skill players or doing some things differently with his development, because that has to be his goal. It has to be his goal. And that's, I think, the other part, as much as he loves K-State, that he has to talk and think about, like, what's his best path to the NFL right now? And it's got to be a priority in K-State's offseason to say, we're the best path for that. How do you do that, though?
You sound, you know what you sound like? Logical. I mean, that's what this is. Everything you said is absolutely right in my mind. He has to do what's best for he and his family, whatever that is. I respect that. I do. I may not like the racetrack we're on, but this is the racetrack we're on, right? And so you have to judge and weigh all of that out. And I think, like every program, there will be change here. I don't know. I'm not saying coaching changes and all of that, but there's going to be change. You mentioned maybe getting more weapons. I mean, you have to now. I mean, you're down Dylan Edwards. JB Bradley will be going on. Those types of things. So it's a scenario where I think they feel pretty good. They did lose a commitment from a really good offensive lineman here in the last few days. But it isn't signing day yet, so we'll see how that all plays. That's coming up tomorrow, actually. But I do think they have some good people, and there will still be a lot more, probably some change on signing day, and then, of course, the portal.
Yeah, Wyatt, we said yesterday, speaking of KU, but it might be the same way for K-State, is that we aren't that empathetic of a college football coach right now that has to go probably fill 40 spots in the portal. And like these next 2 weeks for college football coaches have to, if you're in the spot where KU and K-State are, like, I can't imagine climbing sleeping much right now.
Well, that's another good thing and the way to look at it. But it's, and this, I think what the frustration for the coaches is not just going to fill 25 to 40 spots, but re-recruiting your own team. To me, that's the one that's got all these guys pulling their hair out, whether it's the general manager, the head coach, the coordinators, who the lead recruiter for player A or B or C or D, whatever it might be. It's all of that. And that really drives them crazy. And I get it.
Yeah, I get it too. And he's had an interest, he's been a little spicy after the last couple games.
Yeah.
And I get that too. Clearly it's been a difficult job the last couple of years. So, next year, Wyatt, and I don't want to skip over the bowl game. The bowl game's still here, but as we think about next year, how realistic is, let's say Avery's not there? How realistic is a quick return to Big 12 competitiveness for the Cats? I mean, they're going to have a lot of questions, not that they can't be answered. We just don't know. We don't even know the choices right now. It doesn't feel like.
Yeah. And I think if all you have to do is look at the last 2 years to say they've got a chance to turn the thing and be okay. You can look at Cincinnati. You can look at Arizona State a year ago. Houston. I mean, seriously, did you think Houston will win 9 games?
No.
I mean,
I did not.
If you say, yeah, you're way smarter than I am, brother. I'm just being honest about that. And you know how much respect I have for Willie Fritz. That dude can really coach it. I think he's one of the best in the country, and he's done it at every single level.
Clearly.
So I think it can be done, but it takes a lot of things. And I think we all understand that. And it takes retention, good recruiting, player development, and on and on and on. And it's a hard cycle right now, but that's the playing field we've got.
Yeah, it's interesting as well because there's no such thing as rebuilding years anymore because of this nice transfer portal. I mean, you see teams be terrible, and the next year they're in the playoff. Indiana's in the playoff back-to-back years. Like that's what it turns into now, and it's probably scary for coaches, but it's also probably nice for coaches to realize that let's just go build a team in a week. Let's go figure this out.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how stressful it is to do that, but like there's not a lot of leeway. And as you can see, there's like 10 coaches there 10 schools still looking for coaches right now, basically.
Yeah. Well, and even think of a coach, maybe this is the wrong way to put this one in here right at the moment, but I just trying to give you the idea of what the landscape is. Think about the job that Kalani Sitake has done at BYU for the last 2 years.
They better not take him
away. If they get bumped again, wouldn't you listen if Penn State's knocking on the door?
Yeah.
I think you have to.
Get a lot of brand recognition
and he
there.
loves BYU.
30 seconds or so here, Wyatt. I'm glad we were talking about coaches. I was texting teacher. Are you surprised at all that Colin Klein's name hasn't been mentioned in this carousel? I was pretty surprised at that as I was looking at all the jobs to think that where A&M is, that he hasn't been mentioned once.
Well, because you're not mentioned doesn't mean you haven't been considered. And I would tell you that I have it on a pretty reliable source that he had some pretty serious discussions with Oklahoma State.
Okay.
Doesn't mean he might have been the lead guy, but he was one of the top 2 or 3. I'm convinced of that.
Okay.
His day's coming. But what I would say in trying to answer what your thought is there, and it's a good one, this is a very talented young man, and his day is coming. But think about the scenario he's in. They were undefeated until last Saturday, and they're certainly in the hunt for a national championship. And I think I know Colin pretty well. I'd say that he wants to be in on that. But he's going to be a head coach somewhere someday, and probably sooner rather than later.
Or the NFL will
exactly right
get wise and take him before he gets the chance. Wyatt, we appreciate it. Saturday we will tune in for hopefully a bounce back. We can't be doing this. Like I need this to go well here. It's too early for this.
Yeah, and it's going to be a real challenge because the team that they're playing is pretty darn good. I Coach Shaheen Holloway does a really good job, and I'm telling you now, they're 10 deep and they're pretty salty. So you better be ready to strap it on. Let's go.
I hope so. I mean, I'd rather him play that than a cupcake this time of year anyway. Wyatt, we appreciate it. You'll hear Wyatt on the call Saturday right here on the home of K-State Athletics. Happy Tuesday.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, fellas. Thanks so much.
There goes Wyatt Thompson. Interesting stuff there with Colin Klein. He fits the profile of the hottest name out there, and I know he's new to it, and it needs maybe a little bit more time. But
he feels like the whole time it kind of felt like he was going to be the second swing of the carousel. Like Lane Kiffin goes here, Ole Miss could swing and get something like that.
Think back to Lincoln Riley and all of some of these names, and you're like, look at what this guy's done in the limited time he's had. Like, how do you not want to be in on that early on? All right, we'll come back. We'll discuss some of that. We'll get to Andy Reid's wonderful comments that made our day yesterday. It's all on the Sports Daily here. Don't go away.
Hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily here on KFH. Glad to be with you here on a Tuesday. Glad to be sponsored by Crestview Country Club. Appreciate their support. Bourbon and Bites this week. There is a wine tasting. There is a tequila and tapas. There are all sorts of kids' holiday activities and crafts and things getting ready for the holiday season. If you need a holiday party, you can give Crestview a call as well. They have the facilities and the staff to help you get that accomplished. And it is a great time of year to ask about memberships. They can get you some pretty sweet deals when the weather gets cold. So give them a call at Crestview. We appreciate their support here at Sports Daily. See why my family loves it over there. And maybe we'll see you soon. All right, TJ. Some reaction there to what we had with Wyatt Thompson. First of all, Rick, the KU fan and K-State hater, says, please stop saying Johnson is an NFL prospect. That's laughable. It's not, Rick. And I would remind you that Jason Bean has been an NFL quarterback. So it is not laughable. He's literally a prospect and potentially a top one by any scouting service you go look at. He certainly did not, though, this year, TJ, move up the boards on that and has a lot of work to do, but a lot of room to get there, I think. And it does. Like, it becomes everything. It's hard when this stuff happens because it seems like it's so distracting. I don't know how distracting it actually is, right? When you're the coaching staff, I know it's distracting to the fan base because it's all anybody's going to focus on until ultimately a decision is made. But it is like, it's got to be priority one. I mean, to start over at that position, and maybe they don't, but either way, they've got to go get more talented. Whether it's with Avery or somebody else, right? Like
priority one for K-State to keep Avery?
Well, to keep Avery or to get better next year, they have to infuse the offense with some talent.
Well, yeah, they'll be better with Avery Johnson. That's
right. Well,
start,
whether the goal is that, which it should be, right? And we know what it is, or even if they lose him, if they don't get more skill guys than Jace Brown and Dylan Edwards, who didn't play all year, like, it's going to be another tough year on offense.
Yeah, the worst part about it, though, is that this year was the most skilled group of skill guys they've had since Deuce Vaughn was playing running back. Like, they haven't had that. Like, their wide receiver. I mean,
that's fair. DJ Giddens
they've had DJ Giddens, but like they haven't had a wide receiver since.
They've had a better offensive line, DJ Giddens, and as talented a pass catching group.
I don't know if it was as talented. I guess it was Jace Brown. It was just Jace Brown by like
exact same.
The wide receiver group has struggled, and like that was a thing for Will Howard as well. Like the 2022 team that won it. I'm trying to remember back to who they had a wide receiver. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But they had that skill group was good, and they had a great offensive line block in front of them. Then it was kind of DJ Giddens and like even like the Keenan Garber year, like they really didn't have much at the wide receiver position, I don't think. And so I think that it's something that they've struggled with. And then this year it was kind of just supposed to be a little bit of the tight end and it was Garrett Oakley was good.
Yeah, but look, man, I'm good. That 22 year you mentioned, Knowles, Brooks, Cade Warner, Ben Sinnott was on that team. Like,
that's
they
pretty
had
good.
some dudes.
Yes, that's what I agree. That's what I'm saying. It hasn't been as good since then.
Yeah, and look,
how can I forget Cade Warner?
It has to be, and Jace Brown's been there a long time. He actually was with Phillip Brooks the next year in Senate, and they're going to be tight end you next year, assuming they get those guys back too, and that's going to be good, right? That like you can see some things there, but you know Oakley and Swanson, and you hope Lincoln Cure and Will Ancio. I think all those guys should be back, right? Where's Oakley's status?
I'm not sure about Oakley, but the rest of them.
He's a junior now, so he should be back. Like they've got a group, but they need some juice. And Jace Brown does that, and he's done it there for a long time, but they need a little juice. And honestly, like if you're out there in the portal, and it will be maybe less so this year than it would have been in other years, but like Avery Johnson should help you attract some of those guys in. I just Rick says Bean's not a good example. Okay, Adrian Martinez, right? Skylar Thompson. Okay, like there are guys that have skill
Bean's
set
on the roster, isn't he? He's not even on the practice squad. He made the roster.
He's been all over the place. Like everybody's a draft to some degree. And Johnson
Jones wasn't a good quarterback. Jason Bean was going to be the starter this year, probably.
Before this season, I believe Johnson was projected if he came out as a 4th-round pick, which is pretty damn for a quarterback.
So the thing is about this is the fact of like his freshman year. If you remember back 2 years ago, there was a lot of conversation of the fact that like he didn't play against Troy and he didn't play against this team, and it's like, are they going to try to maintain Avery's red shirt? And it's like, why would you do that? Because I don't even think Avery's going to make it 4 years. Like Avery might get drafted after his junior season.
If all
and it's
that was
the hype has regressed, and it's, you know, in part Avery hasn't shown the things that he needs to show, and the other part of it is that he's just not really in a situation where he's been able to show it. And like if he comes out next year and they have a repeat of what this year was, he won't get drafted. He'd be an undrafted free agent.
Yeah, he probably would. Well, he might. I mean, it wouldn't be of relevance, right? It could be toward the end because he's got a lot of talent. And again, this all goes into the point of what can you do as K-State? I mean, we know what Avery can do. Avery can play better, right? But what can you do as K-State to get him to that point? And I don't mean that from saying like I don't mean that in a selfish way from his perspective at all. I mean, if you're Avery Johnson having to make a decision like he's going to have to make, your entire future is on the line. Like for everybody out there that wants to hate on these athletes, okay, understand and just for a second put yourself in their situation. Think about like you have to. It's like the career of an athlete is upside down. All your best years come right at the very beginning, and then you're irrelevant in the end. For most of the rest of us, you're pretty irrelevant at the beginning, and then you grow yourself into a larger role in your career. Sports are upside down in that. Like it goes backwards. So if you're Johnson, like if you want this opportunity to do anything with the thing that you've dreamed of your whole life, you know that it has to be better than it was this year. So priority one for K-State is to show him it will be. And if, you know, and if it's not going to be, and you're Avery, and again, put yourself in the kid's shoes sometimes. Like this isn't the same as Dylan Edwards, by the way. It's not even close to the same as Dylan Edwards. Like put yourself in those shoes and say, what would I do? What would I have my kid do? If getting to the goal to the NFL is the goal, and it is. You get one more year to do it. One more. The version of K-State that we saw this year, I'm sorry. I love K-State to death. We're the home of K-State athletics, was not at K-State. They're not talented enough.
No. And
he didn't play well enough either. I get it. And he's going to do everything he can to take care of that piece, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean,
but you've got to put yourself in the best situation to go be a pro. You only get one shot at that, and it's so small a window.
I agree. And even if like the other part of this now is the fact that like there's and we've said, and I don't want to come across like this, but like he's not going bag chasing. Like Avery's made a chunk of change at K-State.
It's not the money.
I know, but like the thing is that it's also the insurance policy of saying like, I need to try to make it to the NFL. If I go here and try and it doesn't work as well as I want to, like at least I got some insurance money from it. You know what I mean? Like
I'm pretty certain that he has not been presented a significantly better financial situation than what he's been able to do at K-State. He is very front facing with local stuff, and I think that through the entire collective of what he's been able to put together in the package, it's probably right at or very close to any other opportunity he's ever had.
That's probably true. I was say his actual contract, that's not a contract.
That could go up. That offer could go up from somewhere, certainly, and get to a point that K-State couldn't match. But that's also a team, look, you've got to look around. Who needs a quarterback? What are they basing that, offer on? Will Howard, when he went to Ohio State, had a pretty good, pretty good body of work put together. Avery hasn't had as much time, to do that as Will Howard did. And this year as a passer, he wasn't at the level that we thought he would be probably. He was efficient, right? Like he was efficient. He took care of the ball. He did a lot of things fine, but he's got to be able to, to kind of pile up the numbers a little bit. And he didn't do that this year. So what's going to be out there? I don't know. I'm not sure, but I don't think this will be a situation where it's like, oh man, SEC school A offered him an exorbitant amount of money more than what he could put together at KState. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think this is all about the NFL opportunity is what this is going to be about.
The thing of it is as well is that like at one point, I don't know, coming out of high school, honestly, and maybe even after his freshman year, like he could have had his choice of where he wanted to go. Like that's not going to be the case this time. Or like he's going to be touted after, but like he's not going to Alabama. Like he's not going to go to Georgia, something like that nature. Like he's going to, fall into somewhere into an SEC or a Big Ten or whatever you want to call it. And like, he'll be taking over a team that is not expected. He's not going to go to Ohio State like Will Howard did. Like that's the fact.
Well, that's because they don't need a quarterback.
Well, yeah,
right?
Like an Ohio State-esque, like a team that could win a national championship with or without.
I mean, he could. And I don't know who needs one, and I don't know what's out there. I mean, I don't. Yeah. Like,
that's the other part of this as well is that he's not have time. It's not chasing the glory to go play for Nick Saban.
And to me, like, and again, this is I haven't talked to Avery but like to me though, like logic would tell you, any decision that's made, it's all about getting to the NFL. And I get it because that's what I would do. That's what takes my brain there is it's like, okay, blood, sweat, tears, all the things for K-State. He's been a great Wildcat. He's been a fantastic ambassador for the school, for the program, all the things that you want, literally all of them. Now you've got to go make sure that you can live out your dreams. And just like any of the rest of us, if we were any other kind of student, if an opportunity presented itself to set us up better professionally, we would have to listen to that. And so we'll see what happens. Look, he could stay. I have no idea. He could absolutely stay. And at that point, K-State, go get more talented on offense. And let's make fun at this thing next year.
I think that's what we've been saying the entire time is the fact of like, if he stays, that's awesome. If he goes, I don't think anybody's going to be calling him a traitor or anything of that nature. Like nobody is going to blame him.
It won't be the same as some of these that we've seen. It won't be. It shouldn't be anyway. I mean, I'm sure you know how I feel about the online community, especially of college sports fan bases. I'm sure there will be knuckleheads out there, but it's fine. Speaking of the online sports community, yesterday was a great day. Did you hear what Andy Reid said yesterday? It was something that we really struggled with because, this is like juvenile sports talk radio, but man, I love sports talk radio because we get to be juvenile sometime and talk about it, and we will in the next hour. We've got all kinds of good stuff coming for you here. It's Sports Daily, rocking and rolling on a Tuesday. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 8310 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on the Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. Glad to be here with you. It is Tuesday, and we are having some fun here. Thanks to Wyatt Thompson for stopping by. Good timing. K-State basketball got smashed last night. Kind of talk through some of the issues that we're seeing right now for a team that certainly at one point looked like it was going to be good to very good. Now a lot of questions there. But you can go back and listen to that on the Odyssey app as we make our way through the second hour of the show here. We've got some some fun to be had, maybe some laughs. It's all on tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, where groups gather for holiday fun, beers with the boys, girls' night out, or a glass of wine with a longtime friend. WBC, the place where groups gather for the holidays. East West, historic Delano, Wichita Brewing Company, pizza and beer made here. It was a brutal loss for KState last night. We're gonna have Andy Reid sound that you don't want to miss. That's coming up just after the break here. We'll have that for you. It is fun, if nothing else, as the conversation about it's such a weird year. How does a conversation not change? This isn't about the particular soundbite that we're going to have fun with after the break, but how does the conversation not change with them just in general? Like, we have been having the same conversation, win or loss, for what feels like 2 months now. And it feels like they're in the exact same place. Hadn't gotten any better. Hasn't really gotten a lot worse if you're being real honest with it. So it's been an interesting week, and it's been a long few days since Thursday. I don't know about you, TJ, but like the most common water cooler thing right now is, what's wrong with the Chiefs?
Mm-hmm.
Are they done? Do they still have a chance? And like, you feel like this broken record of like, yeah, I mean, actually, they do still have at least a decent chance.
I was going to say, I don't know. Friend of the show, Brandon Zinner, leaving a comment here. He said that earlier you said, while I was stuck in traffic, earlier you said that the Chiefs have to win out, but they still kind of control their own destiny. Do you care to elaborate?
Well, yeah, I mean, I say that in the sense that if they win out, I think they're going to get in.
Do they control their own? Is there a world where they could win out and not get in?
Yes. If the Chargers don't lose, if Indy or Buffalo don't lose 2, or Jacksonville doesn't lose 2, so you need Jacksonville or Indianapolis to lose 2. You need Jacksonville to lose 3. So I think we take Jacksonville, we put them to the side, right? Indianapolis could lose 2 the way that they're playing. The Chargers, I only need to lose 1, and I don't know what the tiebreaker is after that. So forgive me. Buffalo would obviously need to lose 3 because you lose that tiebreaker. The problem for Baltimore and Pittsburgh is one of them is going to get in and the other one probably is just not going to make it. So I don't know that one really matters. And then, of course, if you beat Houston, you've got that tiebreaker and you'll jump Houston. So, like, for me, it's just a sense of, I think if they win them all, they'll get the help they need to get in. When you look at Indianapolis's schedule down the stretch, the Chargers just need one more loss, I think. And I don't know what that tiebreaker is, but listen to the Chargers schedule. Philadelphia at home, at Kansas City, at Dallas, Houston at home, at Denver. Now, at Denver may not mean anything, and that's going to be unfortunate for Chiefs fans, but that is a brutal stretch to end the season for LA. So are you telling me you think they're going to go unbeaten? Because if they don't go unbeaten, then the Chiefs can take care of them in that head-to-head game. So I think there are still a lot of there's just still a lot of ways for the Chiefs to get in, that if they end up 11-6, I think they're going to find a way in. I just think it's going to happen. Now, Buffalo is, off the table as a division winner. That outcome last night for the Patriots was not a good one for the Chiefs, because you kind of hoped maybe, and that was a tiny little sliver of a hope. But to me, it's mostly the Chargers is the most likely that you'd have an opportunity. And who knows with Indianapolis? Look, tiebreaker on Indianapolis. Could they lose 2 of these games? At Jacksonville, at Seattle, home against San Francisco, home against Jacksonville, or at Houston?
Yeah.
Of course they could. They absolutely could. I mean, their wins this year, if you go back and you look at their wins, they have a couple of good ones sprinkled in there, and they got a lot of wins against bad teams.
Man, are you telling me the Colts might miss the playoffs?
No, yeah. I mean, sure. Why
Colts
not?
were the best team in football 2 weeks ago. It's like the Chiefs.
8-4. Did you really believe they were the best team in football? 8-4.
They were in the top 5.
8-4 right now, TJ. At Jacksonville, at Seattle, at home against San Francisco, at home against Jacksonville, and at Houston. Do they lose 2 of those games? Because if they do, there's your window, Chiefs fans. Like, this is what we're looking at right now. And this is what I mean. Like, it's almost annoying to have to say it. Like, the Cowboys beat the Chiefs, and I still think the Cowboys' chances to get in are lower than the Chiefs because of what's out in front of them. Like,
Nobody's good.
It's what makes that Jacksonville game so agonizing, right? Because you close the window on that. I think Jacksonville's the worst team out of all these teams that we're talking about, but you're 3 games behind them now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a problem, obviously.
I don't know. It's chaos. I don't know.
If they go 11-6, are they in the playoffs?
The Chiefs?
Yes.
I don't know.
I think that they are. If they go 11-6.
I guess
now,
because I think that everybody else just keeps stumbling themselves.
Now, well, Indianapolis isn't. They've lost 2 in a row, right? Or
That's
3.
what I'm saying. They're stumbling themselves.
Oh, I thought you meant like stumbling into wins, like Jacksonville and Denver are stumbling into wins. And the other part of it is, are the Chiefs going to win 5 straight games here?
I don't know.
But
I have
again,
there's no ounce of my. We should make the picks right now because there is no ounce of me that thinks that they should be favored over the Texans.
I just, again, and it's so annoying to have this conversation constantly. It is as annoying for me as it is for a lot of people to hear it. I totally get it, but man, their hard games are all at home the rest of the way, and their easy ones are on the road.
Could you imagine if you're so right that they win every home game?
I'm not saying they're
and the Titans are the one that kill them.
I know, right? I'm not saying they're going to make it. I'm saying they have, it's not a nothing burger chance to make it. It's not at all. Like, it's still a pretty okay chance.
It can't be 50%.
Vegas still has them in the top 10 odds to win the dang Super Bowl. I don't know.
I think that's because nobody else is good. Like, there's like 1 or 2 good teams.
I don't disagree with that, but that should make it,
What's their chance? 50? Is it 50% or less?
I'm trying to find where can we?
I think
I know
ESPN said 33%.
I'll see. Let's see what CBS's analytics thing to make the postseason gives them a 37.6% chance.
That's so high.
37.6%. It's not nothing. Like, it's not nothing. I don't know what else to say to people. Dallas is, this backs it up a little bit. Dallas is 24.5. So this playoff game that we watched on Thanksgiving, and it was all the hype, and it was a fun game. Dallas won the game and still has less of a chance. That's the way I felt afterwards. That's what I've been telling because I'm a Cowboys fan. That's what I've been telling everybody. I was like, we're a week too late. And the odds, the computers agree. It's just, all it is the schedule and what's out there. And in a year where nobody seems to want to be good except for Max's Patriots and the Chicago Bears, like,
Patriots Bears Super Bowl. I might as well go bet that right now.
Yeah, go bet that. You get pretty good odds because it ain't happening. It's wild. It's an annoying conversation, and that's what I like. We've been having the same conversation now for what feels like 2 months. Like, you can't put the fork in them yet, and until the fork is in them, what are we going to do here? Like, I'm not willing, while there is a pulse on 15, to say they're done. And right now, there's still a pulse.
I'm a Chiefs fan. Like, I grew up watching the Chiefs, and I want them to win another Super Bowl. But like, at this point, I just want them to lose the game, just so that we can finally have some closure.
Put you out of your misery.
We've been dragging this on for like 2 months.
Take you out old Yeller style.
Yes.
And just get it done.
I'm tired of the conversation. Well, I mean, look at what they did 2 months ago against the Lions. They could pull that back.
I was listening, Max, by the way, I was listening to our, if you missed Sports Daily, I was driving into work. If you missed Sports Daily, you missed this. And it was I don't know when this would have been from before, but it was this exact same conversation that now sounds absolutely stupid and ridiculous. We need to probably cycle that one out, Max. That's it's not real fair to be playing clips from like 3 months ago, but it was the same conversation. It was the exact same conversation. And this is even worse probably than it was 2 years ago when they went through that stretch and it was like, they'll be all right. They may
so
not be all right. I think if you made me make a pick on December 2nd here of whether I think they'll get in, I would say no. But that's because I don't think they'll win all 5 of the rest of their games based on what we've seen.
It's so much different than it was in 2023 because that was like it was, I don't even know. It was like a group thing there. It's like they're gonna get in. It's like, oh, they're falling a little bit. Where are they gonna land here?
And that one, to be fair, was also more about, are they going to win the Super Bowl? And in that conversation was more about, they'll get there and they'll win the Super Bowl. But this is still, can they get in? And I would tell you again on December 2nd, I don't think they will. But that's not because the path
they could still win the division. Let's start talking about that. They could still win the division.
Let's not. I can't do that. It's because they got to go 5-0, and they just don't look like a team that's capable of going 5-0. Andy Reid doesn't agree. We'll tell you what he thinks about it in a hilarious moment from Monday next.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSEW.
Page.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Thanks to Prairie Fire Coffee for keeping us fueled up here on KFH. We've got some great Andy Reid sound for you here today. Okay, so yesterday we're all just, it's a normal Monday. We're just sitting around. We're ready to, get through the slog of the day. And TJ, we were dropped a beauty.
We were dropped to beauty, and it was blowing up social media within seconds of Andy Reid saying it. My phone would not stop blowing up, mostly because you texted me 17 straight times about this.
I was so excited. Listen, I make no excuses. I am wired comedy-wise like a, middle schooler, like most men, simple-minded creatures. So when we hear things that, can get into the realm of like taken out of context and make us giggle, this was good though. Max is going to play this. Now, we didn't play this on TV because, we're professionals.
We're journalists.
Here we get to have a little fun. And so we're going to have a little fun. Here's the sound that had that broke the internet yesterday, Max.
The standings. This isn't your first rodeo. You know that you pretty much have to win the next 5 games. If you lose one, you're going to need a lot of help to get into playoffs. What's your level of confidence that things can start going your way and that you can win these next 5 games in a row?
Yeah, well, I believe that. I mean, I believe if you're coming to me on this, Matt, I'm telling you, we're going to go after you every game. And, that's how we roll. We're going to try to tickle your tonsils on every play, every game. And, but that's the attitude that we're coming in with. And then you let the chips fall where they may. But at the same time, you got to make sure you take care of the small things here that we've got rolling. We've got to make sure that we get rid of some of these mistakes. But there's not a game that I go into that I don't think we're going to get after you.
Did you catch it there? That was Matt Derrick, beat writer, ChiefsDigest.com, that had that question. Did you catch it? Did you catch it out there, ladies and gentlemen? So I had to pause at this. I heard it. I'm like, what? Excuse me? Like that, the meme that went around, it was the same reaction. What did he just say? Did he just say tickle your tonsils? And then it's like, okay. And then so I laughed for a minute, and I, of course, send that to TJ and about 800 other people when I heard it. I'm like, let me make sure I'm right on this. And so, of course, I do a quick search of tickle your tonsils, and like Urban Dictionary comes up, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's what I thought. That's kind of what I thought there. That's what I thought that meant. I could not get enough of that and the reaction to it yesterday, and I just kept picturing like being his grandkids or being the team. The second they hear that,
I'm not with you on this part. Andy Reid, 100%. I don't even know a context where that doesn't mean that. Like that. In what other metaphor?
We're gonna cram it down your throat, right? Like we're gonna.
That's insinuating a lot too.
No, it's not. That's not the same. That's like an old school. That's like an old school football. Like we're gonna just cram. We're gonna shove it right down your throat, whether you like it or not. Like the tickle your tonsils takes it to a level of what the it is.
To be fair, this is what, like, if you want to say the out of context thing, like, if it was something where he just said, you know, we want to come out and, you know, we want to shove it down your throat, then it'd be like, out of context. Whoa, Andy.
Out of context, yes, that's what I mean. Like, you'd have to.
This is 100%, like, 100% he means that.
But the great thing is, there's no chance Andy Reid meant it that way. But now, and I saw this, somebody's reaction to it, they were like, this has to be like the greatest prank of all time by his team. Like, they've been intentionally like dropping that term and to try to see if he'll say it, and which would be fantastic. But like, I cannot. Yesterday was so much fun. Yesterday was old school, like Twitter, like just absolute everybody having fun, making fun of something, making jokes. Like, it makes my day when stuff like this drops in our lap. I just like, it's so perfect. And it's so, as somebody who's aging to the point, and TJ gives me grief about this a lot, and you're not the first. Like, as somebody who ages into this point where these things like slip or you miss something and like the joke's on you, I think this is amazing. And I'll tell you this. I don't know if I said this to you yesterday, TJ, but it popped into my head. Like, if you're going to wear free Rashee Rice shirts during warmups and you're the Chiefs and you don't have shirts that say tickle your tonsils, like with Andy Reid and his big mustache on the front of them, you're not doing it right if you're Kansas City. And I know that it's maybe not the right time because things are on life support for the Chiefs, but I think this team might have a rallying cry now.
I want to know if there is
that the bonding opportunity of that moment yesterday is it's strong.
I want to know if there's like a betting market that I can go get onto for color commentators, because it's Sunday Night Football. Like, I 100% believe that Chris Collins was, oh, look at this. They tickled the tonsils with that one.
If anybody has the stones to mix it in there, it's Collinsworth.
Yeah.
Here's a guy. He'll be aware of it. Because I think he does pay attention sometimes and have fun and poke fun at the social media narratives. If anybody could pull it off, it'll be him. Just what a great moment we had. And look, if any of this conversation offends you, I don't apologize. Get a sense of humor. It was hilarious yesterday, and it couldn't come from a more hilarious person to have said it on accident. I was telling TJ and Rachel, I get a hard time a lot because I don't understand all the acronyms, and we were working at the stores, and this moment popped right into my head when I was sending, like, I don't think I was posting, I think I was sending it as a message or something, but we were describing, I was like a flavor of tea, and I used what I thought was an emoji for drooling. Our older audience may not know but there's an emoji of a little smiley face and he's drooling. I always thought that meant like, oh, this is so delicious, like I'm drooling over this. That's not what it means, apparently. And so, like, I put that out there, and then my wife, who is more directly in charge of all these young people, immediately gets blown up with messages like, he can't say that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I can't say that. And then I learned what it actually means. And I was like, oh man, that actually kind of also fits, but is hilarious. Like, those moments happen to all of us, right? As we get older. So 65-year-old Andy Reid using a term he clearly doesn't know the slang meaning of is just a great, great way to start the week.
I want to know, like, the communication staff for the Chiefs, which,
oh man, they left it in we get the quotes.
Yeah, they transcribed it in the email and said, here's what he said right here. Like, I want to know, which actually that really surprised me. I want to know, because they really don't ever tell Andy what to do. Andy just kind of does whatever the heck he wants.
Right.
Like, I can't imagine them sitting on the other side of that Zoom. I hope their camera was on and it's just them just like, you got to be kidding. Did he just say that he's going to tickle your tongue? Like, what the? I can't say that.
Yes, he can. He did. Yes, he can. He absolutely said that. Do you know how scared I was, TJ, to make sure I was right about what that means and, like, search it? yesterday. I'm at work. I'm like, I can't search that. I don't know what's going to pop up here on the work computer. It's like I need to know if that means what I think it means. But like, how do I even go about this? Urban Dictionary. Let me know that yes, in fact, it does mean what I thought it means. And it was, God, I wish you could have been there too. Like I walked into the newsroom and I kind of like said, I was like, so this happened today. I was like, I don't think we're going to use it. In like the amount of like young people heads like that popped up and kind of gave you that look and are like, what? It's just like, oh God, it was.
I just Googled tickle your tonsils, and
Oh,
AI has now been skewed because the opening answer says the phrase tickle your tonsils is a colloquial expression recently used by Kansas City Chiefs head coach Andy Reid to describe an aggressive, all-out approach to football. Then it continues, and that part we can't say on the radio.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it just like it can't. It could not have been it like just the sources. All I can do is picture his grandkids having to have a conversation. Grandpa, I hate to tell you this.
Well, his grandkids are like 5.
No, I think he has some older ones. I think maybe he doesn't. 65. Maybe he doesn't have teenage. I envision him having teenage grandkids. Maybe he doesn't. Can you imagine being Travis Kelce?
Yeah.
Being the one that has to go in and be like,
yeah, I didn't know.
Hey,
I wonder, I really hope, I think that the New Heights podcast, they usually like record on Mondays. Man. I hope they got that in for tomorrow's
Did they miss
episode.
It?
I don't know.
It's going to be, yeah.
That would be
like, that's a couple of like, I feel like Jason Kelce and I have similar, levels of maturity. And yeah, that would be a great topic that his team better. Here's the thing for the Chiefs, like they better be good enough and finish good enough to be able to have fun with that moment, or that'll be more disappointing than anything. If they don't get a chance to like have fun with that because they've missed the playoffs or something, then that might be the biggest disappointment of this season, because they better pile it on Andy Reid now. They get the t-shirts, all of it, like all of it. You gotta have fun with this, or
we've had some. Press conferences they've become less and less relevant in the world of sports because, writing is different than it used to be. But we've had an all-time like 2 or 3 weeks of press conferences of the headlines coming from what coaches say in the press conference.
That's true for various reasons. Do you think Mahomes uses this? When does he talk? Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Do you think he uses it?
Incredible. That'd be incredible if he does.
He has to, doesn't he? Like, isn't there some obligation as a man to?
Could you imagine? I mean, it could. Like, you're exactly right that like this could be such a stupid rally cry, just to make
rallying cry. I'm not meaning
just
that
to make them like stop thinking about like the fact that they have to win 5 games in a row. Like,
go have fun, and God, I love it so much. It made my whole dang day. Like my whole day was made yesterday, just with the jokes that can come, bringing it back to it. Just love it. Just absolutely love it. Thank you, Andy Reid, for that moment yesterday to get the week started right. The whole week's going to be good now, because he gave us that comedy gold. All right. After in our next set, we'll save Lane Kiffin, because I do want to get into Lane Kiffin while that's a relevant and hot topic, because it's getting a little silly. But before that, we've got Max says we've got a message, I think a voice message on Avery and Andy, Avery Johnson and Andy Reid, 2 things we've been talking about today. All right, let's hit that, Max.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, a couple of topics here real quick. Interestingly enough, if you were to take a look at Avery Johnson's numbers over his entire career versus Will Howard over his entire career, some of those numbers are stunningly similar. Attempts are the same, completions are the same, touchdowns are the same, exactly the same. So I think that we are probably being a little bit too hard on Avery Johnson this season. As far as him being a pro prospect, I think he'll probably pan out just fine. And then also going to the Lane Kiffin situation, yeah, he's got a lot of blame in that whole deal. But also we need to keep in mind that college football needs to seriously consider their calendar and when they are allowing the transfer portal to start. Because really, I think we could have avoided some of this if Lane Kiffin wouldn't be required to start recruiting like now.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Look, I'm with you on Avery Johnson. I do think the general consensus has been too hard on him this year. I think that the one thing that you look at to me is he's not completing a high percentage of passes. That's something that has to translate to the NFL. He's under 60%. That needs to get much higher.
Thing is, though, I agree that he's the same stats as Will Howard because he does. I mean, he's right. I saw it the other day. Will Howard wasn't going to get drafted out of K-State either. Like, there's a reason Will Howard transferred and didn't go to the draft whenever Avery came.
He might have after the year they won, and had their great year because he wasn't the level of prospect that Avery Johnson. I agree. Like, they're similar passers, and Avery has to get his accuracy better. To me, that's the biggest challenge. And the finesse, right? We know he has a missile launcher. He's got one of the most gifted arms I've ever seen in person. He's got to learn the subtleties and the nuances, which so does everybody. But the athleticism hasn't changed, right? He's still the dude that runs 4.5 and can do all that other stuff too. He just needs to take the next evolution as a passer. That's it. And I'm not I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen wherever he is. But if you're him, you know what you have to do better. What's there. And the easiest way to do that stuff is to put yourself and surround yourself with really talented people, which is what ultimately got Will Howard there. But if Avery does what we all think he can do next year, he's going to be at a different level as far as
that's
draft.
The biggest thing that you're comparing the two to here is that if you stay at K-State, there's a chance you might be an undrafted free agent. If you go to blank SEC school, blank Big Ten school, there's a chance that you could be a fourth or fifth round pick. I don't know about a first round pick.
Be a first round pick.
If you do really well.
If Avery Johnson came out and put up the kind of numbers. I don't even know who to compare that to right off the top of my head, and he could do this at K-State too, by the way. I'm not saying it can't happen at K-State. It absolutely could, just because he has another year under his belt and it's just a good situation and they're not as unlucky as they were in a lot of ways this year. But if Avery Johnson comes out and starts, completing 65% of his passes and working through that, he absolutely, the way that the league values quarterbacks that can move around and run right now, it's all still there for him for sure. Cause he's got the skill set to do it, but he has to do it. He has to take that next step in his career, which a lot of players do between their junior and senior seasons, or their, third year as a full-time starter versus their second year as a full-time starter. It's when Will Howard, to the caller's point there, that's kind of when we saw it from Will Howard, was that next year, right? And Avery's got a chance to do that. So I hope it can happen at K-State, because that's going to mean all the best things in the world. But I totally get it if it doesn't. And I've got to be at peace with it, because I want the local kid to have as much success as he can have. I'd rather it be in Manhattan, but more than I'd rather it be in Manhattan, I'd rather that it happens somewhere.
Yeah, I was going to say, the caller, the only person on this show that doesn't think that Avery's a pro prospect is our hater, Rick Klein.
Yeah, he's a K-State hater. I get it. There's been a lot of that out there. There's been a lot of that out there, mostly from KU fans, because they were, it was shoved down their throat, this great, and I get it. They're trying to pile on now, and it's fine. But, we'll be real with it. And
was that a callback? Shove it down the throat?
Was it? We had a few of those yesterday mixed into casual conversation. I'm pretty good at that. You be the judge. But we'll mix it in as much as we can. Maybe not so blatantly as the Andy Reid terminology, but it's possible. When we come back, Lane Kiffin. Oh man. Poor Lane Kiffin. Can we just have a moment here? That poor guy. Man. We'll talk about that situation when we return.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Sports Daily is on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. You want to win some HTO? You can do it right now by texting in. Our keyword is T. The short code is 20357. You text that in, you got a shot at a free iced tea, good for HTO in West Wichita, East Wichita, or in Derby. You can enter once per day. Message and data rates apply. More than 25 flavors to choose from. Get into HTO today. Welcome back in. All right, Lane Kiffin is the story of, the moment here. He chooses LSU over Ole Miss, which of course he did. That's not that it is what it is. We can maybe have time to discuss the hilarity of the Louisiana governor taking this moral stand against coaches doing this and then turning around and LSU gives Lane Kiffin the exact same contract that he railed on publicly to garner some, voters probably. But maybe for another moment, because after Lane Kiffin made the decision to abandon his team at Ole Miss, and you can say what you want about the decision, but that's the decision that he made. Rather than just make it, own it like a man, and move on, he's going down kicking and screaming and trying to be somehow this victim of how mean everybody's being to him, and that he can't believe the administration won't let him keep coaching the team that he literally just abandoned to go to a rival school. I got to tell you, man, in all the Lane Kiffin things over the years, and dude's a good coach, obviously, but goodness gracious, if you're going to take that job, take it, shut the hell up, and don't talk about anything but LSU from that moment on.
So this is where I stand on it. I think it's correct. He should not be able to coach. But
absolutely not.
I know. I agree. But I have just been pondering on this, and I've been waiting to talk about this since I've seen this. How come John Summerall can still coach?
Because he has a better relationship with his administration, because he didn't just leave for a literal rival school, because John Summerall's not going to be competing against his former school with every recruit that exists, because he's not going to sit and try to poach players away from Tulane to go to Florida. Like, you're going to leave Lane Kiffin in a locker room full of guys that he's absolutely going to try to get to transfer to LSU next year. I mean, are you kidding me?
I mean, he can do that anyways, though, and that's going to happen anyway.
He can. So why won't you do everything to not let him make it easy?
It's true. I agree. I think it's more so the fact of, and if it's this, it's fine. And I would probably do the same thing as if it's the AD saying, just get the hell out. Like, we don't want you here if you're going to act like that. Like that's fine. What it is. Like, that's fine. But I don't think the excuse of saying, like, it's not, like, you can't coach us in the playoffs because of conflict of interest. Like, there's now four coaches that are playing in conference championships. Tulane, North Texas are both playing each other in a conference championship game, and both of the coaches of those two teams aren't coaching at the school anymore, but they're going to continue to coach them. The winner of that game gets in the playoff. John Summerall could coach for another month, and he's the head coach at Florida now. Like, that part doesn't make sense. Like, how come LSU is fine with this? How come Florida is fine with this? Like, LSU would have been fine with this, I mean. But like in my mind, you need to start recruiting now.
The future school, I'm sure that Summerall had a conversation and said, hey, if I take this, I'm going to want to finish out the season with my guys. And that has to be.
I agree. If I'm a coach, I'm saying that as well.
It doesn't mean Tulane has to agree to it, but doesn't that tell you something probably about the way that it ended and the person, that they're okay with that? I mean, Lane Kiffin, he turned his back on Tennessee to go to USC. It didn't work out. He has all these moments in history of, like, there was a long time with him where it was like, why does this guy keep getting all these opportunities? He wasn't even that good at Tennessee. And then he gets this opportunity at USC. He's not very good there. Got fired. Goes to Alabama, gets it all together under the GOAT, right? Who, by the way, apparently told him he should go to LSU and is now a paid analyst to talk about this stuff in the decision. Like, get over the pity party. Yeah, the schedule's unfortunate. It's annoying. I get it. It's the rule. But that doesn't mean you need to, like, you cannot try to garner sympathy right now if you're Lane Kiffin. You made the damn decision to leave. You made the decision. Ole Miss didn't say you need to leave. You left them.
I agree. I mean, I think it's more so anything the fact that Ole Miss saying like,
but hey, I know we got that vacation of Hawaii coming up. I'm leaving you, but I'd really like to go to Hawaii. Can we just finish that out? Like, what do we do? Like, it's not even a thing.
That's what it is. I think it's more so the fact of like, I don't know. I don't know the best analogy to make this argument, but it's more so Ole Miss just saying like, we're an SEC school. Like, if they let him stay and coach, like it's almost admitting inferiority. Like
it at 100% is.
Yeah,
yes.
Like it's like
you
and that's the difference. That's the difference between Tulane and Ole Miss. Is Tulane saying this happens when you win games, people come take your coach. Like that's just something that we have to deal with.
And it does. Like you have probably a better relationship with administration. Like who knows how this went? How many times did Lane Kiffin say they're offering this? Can you match it? And Ole Miss probably went and beat the bushes and got it matched, and he left anyway. And was he just using them for leverage? And like, it is not the same. Like this is a school apples to apples, right? This is Ole Miss has been wildly successful under Lane Kiffin. And we'll see if Pete Golding can do it. By the way, has there been a coach outside of maybe Ed Orgeron that kind of looks like the school they coach more than Pete Golding does for Ole Miss? Pete Golding looks exactly like every Ole Miss alum I've ever run into in my life. Yeah. Like he looks just like them. Like I hope it works. I hope it works and is great. I'm not convinced, by the way, that Lane Kiffin has much better of a chance at LSU to win a national championship than he does at Ole Miss. By the way, I don't care that he chose to go to LSU because he does. He feels like that's a better place to win a national championship. So I don't have I have a problem with now in the aftermath of him on this like self-righteous pity party about how mean everybody's being to him. And people catering to that too, by the way. Like no chance. Like
it's
you made
crazy.
The decision.
The amount of like that I felt like I was losing my mind about like it shouldn't be a hot take that he shouldn't coach at Ole Miss anymore. Like
it's not a thing.
Why is that a hot take to say no? You can't coach there. But like you did. I mean, you turned on College Game Day and they all were saying like Ole Miss needs to think about this. Is the other part of this argument too that I haven't even talked to you about this yet. Is the fact of like, what does this mean for the committee? Will they be ranked lower because Lane Kiffin's not there? Because they're not the same team without Lane Kiffin coaching them. Lane Kiffin didn't play quarterback. It's the same team.
I am not willing to, like, if they pull that crap like they did with Florida State.
I know.
You want to talk about absolutely no validity in the process. That would be an absolute joke. Now, I haven't studied enough to know what Ole Miss's resume and how it stacks up or anything like that. So
they've talked about they're like a 7 right now, and they've talked about like
more time with it. Yeah, I'll need more time with
it. But the thing in the mat, like the thing with the Florida State thing, which I didn't like, but like they didn't have their quarterback, and they didn't look as good.
And they still won all their games. They didn't have him for a long time.
I agree.
He was gone for a long time.
I agree. I don't agree with it, but at least it was the quarterback makes a big difference on the game. Like they act like they're gonna hire a homeless person to coach Ole Miss. Like the coaches are there, like all the players are still there. It's the same team. You act like the offensive coordinator, I guess, or he's gone too. Whoever's gonna call the plays doesn't know the playbook. Like it's the same team.
I can't even let my brain go there yet because I get so annoyed with how this process plays itself out. And now in a 12-team playoff, if we do it again, I'm not gonna like if they do that so that Texas can get in or something like get out of town, like get out of town with all that. It's just like if you've ever gone to take another job and you have some time that you're still like finishing the job, what does any sane human do?
Not give a crap.
you get out of the way at least of the person who's coming in to replace you.
Yes.
Like you made your decision. Now you back off, and at best you say, how can I support you do this? Lane Kiffin should be doing everything he can to help Pete Golding succeed right now in whatever remains of the Ole Miss season. That's what needs to be happening. That's what would normally happen. And that's what good people would do. They wouldn't be on this pity party tour of, I can't believe. I'm trying to think of a okay. Let me give you an example of our world. I used to be in charge of the K-Witch sports department. And there was a period of time before, TJ, you are now in charge of the K-Witch sports department. Could you imagine if we were going in and it was 2020, right? The Chiefs are about to go to their first Super Bowl. And I get another job, but I've got to fill out some time on my contract. And I get a job and I go down kicking and screaming that you're going to cover the Super Bowl and I'm not.
Yeah.
That's what this would equate to. What do normal people do? Man, TJ, I'm so glad you're getting this opportunity. What can I do to help? How can I help you here? Lane Kiffin is the guy who says and marches into the office and says, no, I've worked so hard this year. I get to go to the Super Bowl, even though I'm leaving in a week and I went across the street to your competitor. You can't do that to me. Like that's how stupid this sounds in real life.
I don't know.
Keep your mouth shut. Go to LSU. You made the decision. Go take the big bag. Go try to win a national championship. Go do all that stuff. Get Pete Golding on the phone and say, Pete, what can I do to help you guys?
I'm going to say I am not. I don't agree with the camp of the reasoning of that he can recruit all his players over there. He can do that if he wants to anyways. And he's probably done a lot of it anyways.
You can't make it easier on him if you're the administration.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know about all that. Like, he's got everybody's cell phone number.
TJ,
he can do whatever the hell he wants.
Do you think that players that might be thinking about it right now, let's say Ole Miss goes to the playoff and under Pete Golding makes a run and goes to a national championship game, would those players be more or less likely to stay at Ole Miss?
It's true. They'll stay at Ole Miss.
So, like, you just can't. Like, you can't. You can't do it. That is your literal, like, that is a direct competitor.
Let me change my stance. There's a little part of that, but I think that, like, I think that it should take a step back slightly of the fact of just saying, like, hey man, get freaking lost. Like, if you want to take a job at our like, could you imagine a world? It's not the same, but could you imagine a world where Lance Leipold turns KU around and Kleiman retires? And it's like, let's go hire Lance Leipold. Like, KU would say, get the hell out of Lawrence if you take that job.
Can I coach the Mayo Bowl, please? Like, I spent a lot of time on this year. I put a lot of work in this. Like, you made the decision to leave, then leave. Like, you didn't go away. Go to LSU. We don't ever want to see you here again. God, it's so strange. And then to try to have the pity party about it. Goodness gracious. All right, we'll come back. We got a little more Sports Daily.